Place we're going to. Sushi.
Hi, Amber, can you hear us?
Hey, Mary,
It's $50.
Okay, thank you.
Ethan wants to go.
We'll get started here in just a few minutes.
Go to Katana.
Speak from experience.
All right, it is 5:30. I will call this area plan. We've been talking about area plan all day. Board of Works meeting in order. Please rise and join me for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Clerk Treasurer Price will not be here. She's at a conference, so we have Amanda, our awesome bookkeeper downstairs filling in. So Amanda, can you please call roll?
Cameron Yates,
Here.
Brianna Maxwell,
Present.
Spencer Kingery,
Present.
Very good. Thank you. All right, the minutes from the March 3rd Board of Works meeting have been presented for review. Are there any additions, subtractions, or corrections? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor of approving the March 3rd Board of Works minutes, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
And I'm an aye, motion carries.
The L went down.
It's still going. It's just
Okay.
the technology with the,
That's.
yeah, it's still going.
Is
It
going
did
on
that
now?
earlier today after we had our generator. Yeah, so it'll probably come back on. If not, it's still working a lot. Amber, can you still see everything?
yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. All right, next item of business is the claims for March 17th, totaling $636,300.13. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussions with the submitted claims for March 17th? Was a little bit higher. We had a claim for the interurban come in that was discussed during the March 3rd council meeting. Other than that, no really additional items at this time. So that's why it's a little bit higher. which I did give you guys a copy of the claim from GM Construction. Any discussion?
Nope.
All right. Hearing none, all in favor of approving the claims totaling $636,300.13, signify by stating aye. And I'm an aye, motion carries. All right. First item of business is the CCMG 2025-1 advertisement to bid. We have Dave Buck from Butler Fairman. Dave, you want to give a quick overview of the process for that?
Sure, city received a notification, within February 28th, actually from NDOT that your two applications for 2025-1 were awarded. So a total of $1.5 million of CCMG money is going to be matched with $500,000 from City of Delphi to do the two projects. The first one is reconstruction of Market Street and one block of Adams Street up to Washington Street. If you recall, we did take bids on this project earlier, but there wasn't enough funding for the bid that we received, so that grant was given back, reapplied, and we're still getting that, thankfully. So the first thing I'd like to ask you to do is approve the advertisement for bids for the 2025 Market Street reconstruction project.
All right, any discussion with the first request from,
Motion that we approve the bid for the Market Street project.
Second.
all right. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the advertisement to bid for Market Street? So is that the one that was the short portion of Adams to Market? Okay,
Yes. Block of Adams, Washington Market Street, Adams up to corner.
okay, so permission to proceed with advertisement, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, motion carries. I know there's one more. We broke this up into two portions this year. I explained that, I think, in the first meeting back in March 3rd, so good.
Yeah, this is a separate work type that not required to be on different applications, and if and when you get a letter from NDOT, sir, they'll ask you if you want to bid these separately, and that is yes, we do. But that would narrate to NDOT LPA agreements. So the second advertisement is for a preservation project, 2025 pavement preservation project. This is a long list of streets throughout the city that will involve both microsurfacing, crack sealing, or a combination of both. And we've been working with Aaron and the street department on that list. Much of the list will be covered by this grant, but there's probably some additional streets that will add to that while that contractor is going to take care of it, because they've reached that rating of the paving system, and it's time to touch them up again, keep that maintenance going. So request that you approve this advertisement for bids also because it will be a big enough project to require bids and set quotes.
Okay, thank you, Dave.
Motion to approve that bid too.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve moving forward with advertisement for microsurfacing
We're just calling it pavement preservation.
and pavement preservation. Yep, so, okay. All in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
And I'm an aye, motion carries.
I should have
Thank you.
stated too, we will work with the clerk's office to get these, make sure they're put in a comment, but they'll be dated today. And they'll run on March 26th and April 2nd for bids to be received. That's your board works meeting on April 21st.
Okay. And that was in your packet as far as with the language that'll go to the comment, so. Thank you, Dave, and thank you, Aaron. I know working through this CCMG this year, it was an interesting one with them allowing us to do some additional things, and this will help Aaron get caught up on some things that we couldn't last year. So there'll be a lot of construction throughout the city, but at the end of the day, the roads will be maintained and hopefully last for a couple of years, because there's nothing cheap with road maintenance, right? So good news was it came within our threshold of what we budgeted this year for the CCMG with the city's match of 25%. So thankfully it was a shot that we didn't know if we'd get awarded at all, but we took that chance, and thankfully they gave us the full 1.5 million. So good work to both you guys, and thank you. All right, next item of business is the Bowen Estates infrastructure acceptance. You guys also were submitted that in your packet. Essentially, that's the the roads are built, the drains are built, all the infrastructure is in place. They're ready. They now are ready to get going with homes. They currently have 5 permits. This is a portion of where they have a bond and accepting what's been placed is our discretion, whether we want to accept it. Aaron and Dave and being that BFNS have been out there to look at it. It's met all the criteria. It's met our city design standards. Essentially, it's ready to go. They have a bond in place for 3 years for protection measures, correct?
Yeah, maintenance bond. So we did a punch list inspection upon their request when they completed construction and made a list of items that were corrected work needed done. They completed that punch list. That was back after Thanksgiving or closing. Yeah. Before we got into the winter, they supplied a 3-year maintenance bond for 10% of the cost of this construction of those subdivision items that covers the streets, curbs, storm sewers, sanitary sewers, manholes, water lines, water meters, or meter pits, I should say, hydrants, everything that the city will be taking acceptance of as a public street or public infrastructure, from this point forward. So that helps kind of bridge that gap. If there's any kind of warranty items that just wear out the work, due to workmanship or a material defect, after 3 years, we kind of pass that window when that stuff would happen. So, and then would be, the city's maintaining it for that, so.
It's a nice little protection measure for the city. So any further questions on the acceptance of the infrastructure for bonus states? All right. Hearing none, all in favor of approving the acceptance of the infrastructure for bonus states, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Did we need a motion for it first?
Yes, I thought we did. Okay, so a motion to approve the bonus states, it's been a Monday. The bonus states infrastructure acceptance, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Very good. Now, all in favor of approving the bonus states infrastructure acceptance, signify by stating aye.
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 And I'm an aye. Very good. Thank you guys again. Another milestone that we've reached. It's been a long project, but we're ready to start building homes, and NIPSCO finished the gas lines last week, I believe. I drove through there this weekend and it's moving right along. So big news for the city. All right, on the new business, we have Melissa Darling here with First Baptist Church regarding a excavation permit for sidewalks and some work to be done in front of the church just across the street here. Melissa, you want to give us a quick overview of your proposal? Yeah, talk to the.
Concrete work, we've got some heating and cracking on some of our ramps, especially from Indiana Street that go up to our auditorium doors. Kind of becoming a trip hazard, so we're wanting to take care of that. And while we're working on those, we just thought there's some cracking and some the surface has gone on a lot of the sidewalks. So we do it all along with some landscape work on the church side. So we're proposing, excuse me, to basically there'll be 4 different ramps from street side up to sidewalk, from Franklin Street and 3 Indiana Street up to the sidewalk parallel to Indiana Street. And then proposing a new sidewalk that will be about 3 foot in width, 40 foot, and go along curbside. We have 2 handicap parking places right there on street level. So we thought that would aid in our handicap members getting out on the passenger side of vehicles to easily access the ramp up to our church.
I know Julius coordinated this with you and as well with Street Superintendent Aaron Lyons. Aaron, do you have anything to add to the proposal?
No, I've just requested that they have a contractor contacting the prior work. So we can go on the same page as far as standards.
Sure. Okay. Any questions from the board? All right, hear none. All in favor of approving the proposed excavation permit for the news.
For it.
What's that?
Motion for it. We need a motion for it.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, I thought you just said all in favor of approving.
Look, it's been a Monday.
I motion that we approve the excavation permit for the First Baptist Church.
Second.
I need some sleep. All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the proposal from First Baptist Church for new sidewalks and ramps along with some additional landscaping. All in favor signify by stating aye,
Aye.
and I am an aye. Very good. Thank you, Melissa. Was that quick enough? I know you had to get out of here, so. Okay, okay. Oh, it is St. Patrick's Day. Yes, and I'm wearing pink. Okay, well,
Oh,
all right.
I got green on.
yeah. Again, it's been Monday. All right, next item of business is Do It in Delphi Market Days. We have Julia Leahy with the Delphi Main Street.
Yeah, so Do It Delphi, the outdoor market starts, it's every third Saturday from May to October. And we have normally closed off all the parking on the courthouse side of Franklin Street. And if we have enough vendors, we'll wrap around to Washington Street. And we would like to do that again this year. Our hopes is it will grow even more, and then I'll have to come back to you for another approval, but I wanted to make sure that you guys are still okay with us using those parking spaces for the outdoor market.
The good thing this year is we don't have the challenge of back and forth with court dates,
Yeah.
right? So that
Yeah.
was a hurdle last year that we kind of had to adapt to, and it worked out pretty well. So I think I went to several of them last year and it worked out well, and there was a little bit of an additional crowd, and
Yeah,
Never-
there's been a lot of people downtown, so.
yeah, you get a lot of foot traffic and a lot of people that venture through the city. So any discussion for,
I'll make a motion that we approve the usage for the market, oh, man. The market days, third Saturday of the month, courthouse side on Washington and Franklin,
you know,
May through October.
okay,
Second.
didn't want to repeat that. Any further discussion or questions from Julia? Okay, hearing none. All in favor of approving the Do It in Delphi Market Days for the time mentioned by Spencer and the streets of Franklin Streets and Washington as needed, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
And I am an aye. Amanda, did you get all that? If not, I have it recorded.
Yes.
So, all right, very good. Next item of business is going to be the second annual Hispanic Heritage Festival. Here we have Barb Mayfield here from no,
If you recall last year, we had our first, and we're sure whether it was only or annual, but I'm not sure if second means that there'll be a third or a fourth, but.
hopefully, right? Yes.
Last year, this is not funded by a grant, so one of the things that we are doing is reaching out for sponsorships. And so obviously that will, Julia is totally confident that we're gonna be fully, I'm sure we will. So my request is that we get this on the city's date and also ask for use of the streets again. So the date that we had last year was the last Saturday in September. This does not conflict with Frankfurt's festival or Lafayette's. So that is Saturday, September 27th. Last year, the festival went from 4 to 9. The committee would like to extend it to 11.
4 p.m.
People wanted to keep partying. So that would be we estimated about 500 in attendance last year. We expected to grow. We were turning vendors away at the end last year. So in addition to using the inside of the Opera House, we used Washington Street between Main and Franklin. And we would like to potentially use Franklin between the Market and Washington. Similar to what you do for the market days. Now, if we don't get that many vendors, then we wouldn't need those streets. But I guess my request would be, could we have both of those restored and closed? Estimate around 2 is what,
Yeah, would be safer.
yeah.
Yeah.
So from noon to cleanup, how long do you take for cleanup?
You know what? Last year was like 15 minutes.
Okay,
That crew was
So-
amazing.
Is that right?
for safe, for just the sake of midnight, so noon to midnight.
Yeah.
And you're wanting both Franklin and Washington?
In order to expand.
Possibly Franklin. Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Definitely Washington. But really, we had a lot of interest at the end, and now that we have a successful year, we're expecting that more people will participate as vendors, and food trucks and resource booths, YWCA, or, all of this.
I spoke to the Purdue, I believe is their, I'm not sure what their official
Cultural Center.
They had a event down in Lafayette 2 weeks ago, and
Care folks, they've been in touch with me, is that what you're talking about?
yes, so it was a Hispanic culture, kind of a vendor setting, and there was several vendors there, and I spoke with them, and they were all about it. They're like, we didn't know you did this, and so they're willing to put in some resources. So yes, yeah. So good timing because I met a lot of good folks down there, and they were like, we didn't know you did that. So yeah.
One other thing that this isn't necessarily part of the request, but I just want to put it out there. The Latino community, the Hispanic community is working with us on this, and I just want to put it out there that they're scared.
Yes,
And they want assurance that this is a safe place.
absolutely.
So whatever we can do to give them that assurance, that this isn't where ICE is gonna show up and tell people on the
Absolutely.
buses or something, I just.
No.
You know, it's one thing for me to say, no, we're here to support you in this festival, so.
Yeah, which is why we want to have it again, right? We want
This is-
them to. Yeah, yeah, with everything at the national level right now, it's a challenge.
Yeah, it'd be nice if by September, things,
Yeah, agreed.
that is the request, is for that date and those.
So if you got a chance to attend last year, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was rather large. I enjoyed it. Kind of like the dancing, so.
We're gonna get some of the same entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was pretty neat to watch.
Julia,
Plus the other
have you
people that
talked-
jumped in. No, go ahead.
Have you talked to the business on Franklin Street if that expands out?
We have not yet.
Okay,
No.
can you make sure they're
will,
okay
yeah.
with that? All right.
Most of them close by noon
Yeah.
except Pizza King, and he's usually pretty good, but no,
Okay.
we definitely need to at least survey them.
Yeah.
Because it would probably only be courthouse side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, the Latino or for our festival, it would be the whole street.
Okay,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want the whole street.
For
For
sake
safety
would have
purposes.
to have the corner, like you could like turn them, I don't know how.
Yeah, you would still
normally do
keep the
that.
intersection
Could be
sort of open.
yeah, we'd want to make sure they can go through
Yeah.
on Washington and then right on, or Franklin,
East,
so.
right.
Yeah, and I think that little short section there on on Washington, if people wanted to go get their pizzas, they could still have areas
Yeah.
to do so. And Jonathan's usually really good to work with, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, Fieldings is always our biggest concern because they do have an older clientele. a lot of
Sure.
times, But I think their hours are posted till noon.
Okay,
I'll
yeah,
make sure.
noon on Saturdays, yep. Okay. Very good. I am all about this event. Last year was eye-opening to see and talk to the amount of the Hispanic culture that felt like they know of all the events we do, but you know, they're not.
Feedback we got was absolutely.
Yes, so we want them to know that they are part of everything we do and they are welcome to everything we do. And this is something that's very important to the city, and we want them to come and have a good time and enjoy themselves and with no worries. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yep.
so, all right, very good. Any further discussion?
Yep, make a motion to approve the usage of the streets as what she wanted.
Did you get, are you good?
That was my question.
September 27th from noon to 11
Midnight.
midnight.
You could add to that, would you like that?
Yeah.
I wasn't repeating all of this.
Thank you.
All right.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
And I am an aye. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Julia. All right, next item is,
You do want the mayor to make a proclamation. by the way.
Yeah.
I can do that. I have 3 of them next month, so. All right, you get the language for me and I'd be happy to.
Said he's gonna dance too.
I danced last year. Yeah. I was sore for about 3 weeks, but yes. All right, next item of business is the Do It in Delphi 5K run walk.
Yeah.
Julia Leahy, once again.
So obviously working with the Parks Department, they're gonna take on the 5K, which was normally ran by the Family Health Clinic, and they are going to help, of course. And so that would be Saturday, October 18th. We obviously don't have a route yet or anything like that, but it's early, but I wanted to make sure you were at least favorable to the idea again. We did close Franklin Street just for the start. Well, it was I think it was from 8 a.m. to noon that day. That's where the start and finish is. There's vendors and things like that. And then we worked obviously with the police, Aaron, I mean, it's it's a big coordinated effort with
Yeah.
emergency management. But that would be the main street we would want to close for that event.
This is the same Saturday as a regular Do It in Delphi,
It is,
correct?
yeah, so it's called the Do It Delphi 5K.
Okay.
So it would be to raise money to help benefit the parks. Is the main goal, is the way I understood it, so. So yeah, I was just here to see if you were okay with October 18th and consider closing the street that day. Again, I know we have to talk to the businesses, but for the safety of the runners, there's like 300 to 400 people that come.
Is it gonna be something where they all start at the same time and then they just trip
They
on
do.
us finish?
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with closing the entirety of Franklin, but at the same time, that's a big chunk to close. So
Yeah,
as soon as, are they running down I'm assuming the path was down to the bridge and then what was it, the trails and then back,
How many years have we had this? One?
because they
Yeah,
ran
we
it.
did it 3 years.
So we changed the route after the first year
A
to,
little bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it went out Samuel Milroy.
Yeah, because it took the
It
back
still
way.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
But where they start, they're facing the post office and then turning there to corner. And then they went out that way.
And we have
And
plenty
then
of
the
time
finish line was
to,
the other direction through the arch, because there's a big arch in the middle of the street with the timers.
so we have plenty of time to get with Aaron and, if
Yeah,
there's
we
different
do.
route options and, because one thing we're going to have to remember is we're also going to have construction on several roads with micro surfacing and what we just spoke of earlier. So
We'll have to.
we don't
yeah.
know when those will be wrapped up, but at the time we might have to change our route
Sure.
or, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but
Okay,
we have, what is 5K exactly?
3.1.
3.1, so.
Yeah.
We got plenty of time to coordinate a route that would be best suited
Right.
for whatever the situation or construction.
And I assume once we get to that point, you'll want to be the final approval of the route, but I just
Sure,
wanted to get
yeah.
it on your radar.
Okay,
That that's what they're wanting to do, was that October 18th date.
so are you wanting to,
Just reserve the date right now.
for the
I
date
think maybe
today?
we reserve the date, if we have to move the start and finish to a different street, we can, but
So,
My understanding, they're gonna try to leave the same route, but
they wanted to, but
it's too hard to move.
yeah,
it's a lot of.
would that affect anything with if whoever the contractor is still doing work?
And then
Okay,
as far as if there's still any maintenance going, that contractor has been in town for 30 years. So they'll work with
sure,
that side.
okay, yeah.
It's- I'm hoping that
Yeah.
he's done. by then.
Yeah.
And we never actually closed the streets where they were running either. I mean,
Yeah.
if you'll remember, we just had them all stay to one side. We had volunteers, police,
Mhm.
then only.
Yeah,
where they
because
were-
you don't know when that last straggler is gonna come through, right? I
No,
mean,
you
it's,
really don't, a lot of us would hop out in the intersection, stop cars and let the runner through, but. Yeah, that last runner could take about an hour.
yeah, and that's a long time to close a road with people wondering why the road's closed with
Well, there's
nothing.
still a lot of activity happening on Franklin.
Sure.
'Cause You've got vendors and music and all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff, but
Yeah, and I've been training, so I plan on taking first place. So,
okay.
are you allowed to use a scooter? So, okay, all right. So for now, we'll,
The date.
yeah, just
The date.
the date. Yep. All right. Is there a motion to approve the proposed date of October 18th? For the Do It in Delphi 5K run walk with the further information to be presented to the Board of Works afterwards. So, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you happen to have a time frame that we can add to this?
I believe. I know it was closed by like 7 AM. And the runners seemed to start I think they did the little kids at like 8:30 and then the run itself was at 9.
Because they got to set up the timing stuff, all the
Yeah, all
timing
the timing
equipment.
and-
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be closed anyway for Do It in Delphi. I just want to make sure that we
Yeah.
have something of a ballpark range. I'll just leave it for the date and then we can do the time
Okay.
later. Just
I would say probably by 7 AM.
Okay.
Once they get everything ready.
Okay. Spencer made a motion to close for October 18th. We will talk about the date and some additional details regarding the event closer to the date. So is there a second?
I don't, did you make?
I
I
You made a motion, didn't you?
no, I
I
didn't.
give up. Okay. Is
I'll
there a
make-
motion to approve the Delphi doing Delphi 5K for October 18th.
So moved.
And I'll second it.
Go home, go in the bed. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Once you get closer, we'll put it back on the agenda and nail
Oh,
everything
absolutely.
down and coordinate with Aaron, and hopefully we can get some volunteers to help with the just the areas that we need. So I know the scouts and the Lions and all them,
I think we had about 50 plus volunteers.
it takes a lot. Yeah, so we'll coordinate with Mike Fincher to get us a merge and action plan. So, okay, very good. Next item is the Delphi trunk or treat. Again, Julia Leahy.
Okay, so since Halloween is on Friday night this year, they thought they would do trunk or treat on Saturday, November 1st. Everybody seemed to love it at Riley Park, said it was a great atmosphere, it was more safe for the kids. So I wanted to put that on your radar as well, if you'd be willing to approve using Riley Park on November 1st for trunk or treat. It'll be an evening thing, obviously. The park board issue instead.
Yeah, so, well, yeah, that's new having the parks boards. So,
Okay,
yeah, I guess we can get a consensus from the Board of Works and then take it to the, yeah, but the final vote will be the Parks Board, but
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
so the consensus, okay to forward this to the Parks Board with approval?
Sure.
Yeah, it was a great event last year. There were, they were, the bridge underneath, there was a line that went all the way. It was a good event.
They're looking to expand and do a lot of other things, so
Yeah.
hopefully get park board approval. so.
Beautiful weather and all that, so, okay. So we're not gonna take an official action, but the consensus is the Board of Works is okay with it, and we'll pass that along to the Delphi Parks Board. All right, that is all of our business items. Miscellaneous business. Julie has that proposed onto the next,
Again.
yeah, the next item. Well, this was under miscellaneous, so I can, it's just a proposed date, right?
It's an awareness.
It's just an awareness, yeah,
We got it.
yeah.
April 19th, 11 a.m. Hopefully I'll get approval from the commissioner, sees the courthouse lawn again.
Yep, so after you go to the commissioners meeting, are you gonna come to this Board of Works second Board of Works meeting?
Or what?
Well, so that's at the courthouse, right? So we won't be closing down. Yeah, I'm trying to think if we did that on a,
We didn't last year.
okay, so it's just the same as it was last year. Okay. All right. Couple announcements, Julia and the Delphi Main Street were officially 2 weeks ago awarded or accredited as an official Delphi Main Street accredited. Yeah, and yep, so they went from aspiring, meaning they just were almost there, to now we are an official accredited Indiana Main Street. So congratulations to Delphi Main Street. A lot of work went into that, and I think it was Julia's third day. She had a meeting with Okra, and it went very well. That's a big thing for grants and for that division. So a lot of great volunteer work that goes into that and for the events that we have. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
I will tell you too,
Great work.
the reason why they were aspiring for a whole other year was because the lack of diversity in things that we do in our events, and by taking on the Hispanic Heritage Festival, that kind of brought this up quite a bit.
Good.
It's great.
Yep.
And then more communication in other languages of what we do, so
Okay.
that's what we're doing.
Very good. Exciting news. One last thing is, she probably didn't want me to mention this, but Julia Leahy 2 weeks ago was honored by the YWCA. Salute to women. She was awarded Women of Distinction. She was credited for relationship builder, growing businesses, community relationships for the betterment of the community. So they had a dinner at the Stables to honor her and several other amazing women, and just wanted to give a shout out to Julia for that honor. It was a great event, and she's humble that she didn't think she deserves it, but I beg to differ. She does a wonderful job. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yes,
congratulations.
well deserved. And that is all I have. Is there any board comments or requests?
I don't know.
interim clerk treasurer, Amanda Satters. No?
No.
It's your chance.
No, that's all right.
No.
All right.
Okay. Public comments. All right, here none. There's
Motion to
one
adjourn.
last Oh, wait, no. Amber, do you have anything?
No, I don't. Thank you though.
Okay, thank
Now
you.
motion- now
Have a
motion
great
to
evening.
adjourn.
Second.
All right, I have a motion, a second. All in
Sorry,
favor
Amber.
of adjourning, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. The Board of Works is adjourned at 6:02 PM. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Amber.
Thank you guys. Have a good evening.
You too.